So welcome guys. So I'm Calvin Mathew Sustiguer. So I'm about to discuss the diversity of sexual behavior. So let's go. So let's start with the basic definition of diversity of sexual behavior. So first in line, so adolescent is not only a time of physical change, but of course it is also the period of increased asexual behavior. So it means when you turn into the adolescence period, hindi lang nagbabago yung physical change mo. Of course, nagbabago rin yung sexual behavior mo or mas tumataas ito. Like having a preoccupation, having a sexual curiosity, having a fantasies, and of course the masturbation and sexual experimentation. So when you turn to the sexual curiosity, so nagtuturn in ito sa sexual experimentation mo, like turn into again also to the masturbation. So ayun, so second line is the human sexual behavior. So again, yung second line, so ito yung mga categories ng human sexual behavior, like the activity, solitary. So solitary means individual activity or existing alone by one person, so by pair and by group, which endorses the sexual arousal. So and note, not all sexual arousal could lead to the sexual activity. So ayun nga, last line, so humans are constantly exposed to sexual stimuli by having a sexual themes in mass media. So ibig sabihin, so right now yung tao ngayon, nagiging prone sila na ma-expose sa sexual stimuli nila dahil sa mga nakita nilang sa mga social media or mass media with having a sexual themes. So mas tumataas yung sexual stimuli nila sa mga nakikita nila sa mga attractive person and sa mga advertisement na nakikita nila with having a sexual themes sa mga social media. So ayun, and last but not the least, it is must be important to learn to cope of our sexual arousal and to achieve some balance between when and where to properly express and suppress it. So ibig sabihin, must be important na malaman natin kung paano natin i-balance o i-handle natin properly yung our sexual arousal natin or sexual behavior natin. Kasi mas mabuti na meron tayong alam or meron tayong alam na i-handle ito dahil minsan nag-turn in ito sa paraphilic disorder or paraphilic behavior. Yung paraphilic behavior, ito yung mga something addiction ng isang tao about sex. So minsan nagtuturn in ito sa mga pedophilia, like sexual focus on children, voyeurism, or observing a private activities of unaware victims, and last, froteurism, like touching or rubbing against a non-consenting person, or ibig sabihin ito yung mga hipo ng isang tao. So as much as possible, dapat alam natin kung paano natin i-handle yung sexual behavior natin sa ibang tao. So ayun, so let's proceed to the types of the sexual behavior. So first types of the sexual behavior is the sexual behavior. So it is about to the sexual behavior involving more than one person. So basically, so more than one person, so included palagi ito sa two persons. So that is generally expressed in heterosexual and homosexual behavior. So yung heterosexual behavior, it composed of male with female. So basically, so male and female. So while the homosexual behavior, it composed of mutually attracted to the same sex. So attracted sila sa same sex nila or gender nila, like male and male, female with female. So ayun, so lagi nyo lang tandaan yung sexual behavior, it composed of more than one person. So laging two person ang involvement sa sexual behavior. So next is solitary behavior. Dahil yung solitary behavior, ito yung alternate ng sociosexual behavior, dahil it involves only one individual person, which is commonly done in private, males and females, at the beginning of their adolescent period. So yung involvement lang palagi dito is one person. So sometimes they call it self-masturbation or self-stimulations. So yun. So let's talk about the different perspective about the solitary behavior, or commonly called as self-masturbation or self-stimulation. So according to the Rosenthal in 2013, having a self-masturbation is producing or a sexual pleasure, or ibig sabihin nagpo-produce ito or mas tumataas yung sexual pleasure mo when you have a self-masturbation. And sometimes nare-relieve din ito ng stresses mo. And last, having a self-masturbation, naglo-lower din yung blood pressure mo. So according to the Rosenthal. Then second line is it improves also the man's fertility. So because yung having ejaculations, nagpo-flash out yung mga old sperm mo. Tapos natitira na lang yung mga motile sperm mo sa urethra mo. So yun, mas nag-improve yung man's fertility through the self-masturbation. So according pa rin yan kay Rosenthal. Then last, according to the Rosenthal, it also lowers a man's chance of getting prostate cancer. So having a self-masturbation, yung chance na pagkakaroon mo ng cancer is lower lang. So ayun. Of course, meron din magko-contradict about the opinion of Rosenthal about the solitary behavior or self-masturbation, because in his story belief, Shannon believes that masturbation is dangerous or sinful. So makasalanan daw ang having a masturbation and mapanganib daw. And according to Miss Shannon, masturbation leads to impaired morals, depressions, social failure, epilepsy, tuberculosis, blindness, insanity. So yung insanity, madness or craziness, o madaling magalit, parang mental illness siya, ganun. And sterility. So sterility means baog. And of course, early death. So naniniwala si Shannon na having a self-masturbation ay maagang mamamatay daw. Ayun, early death. So ayun. So let's talk about the erotic dream. So covered pa rin siya sa solitary behavior, yung erotic dreams. So let's define the erotic dream. So erotic dreams, it is involuntary image that occur when people are asleep. So most females and almost all males report of having erotic dreams. So hindi lang babae ang nagkakaroon or lalaki ang nagkakaroon nito, dahil both female and male nagkakaroon din ng erotic dreams. So short description about the erotic dream. So erotic dreams, it is a spontaneous orgasm during sleep that includes ejaculation for a male. So when it comes in female, it is a vaginal wetness or an orgasm for a female. So when it comes in males, it is called a nocturnal emission or wet dream. So I bet most of the boys are know this word, wet dreams. So I guess na alam niyo yan. And they say na yung erotic dreams na nag-occur lang siya during the teenage day and early adult day. Tapos merong rumors din nagsasabi na the less often a man's masturbate, the more nocturnal emission he will have. So ibig sabihin na the less often a man na nagmamasturbate, the more na nagkakaroon sila ng nocturnal emission or wet dreams. So Ayun. So just friendly reminder, having an intercourse indiscriminately with several partners is not healthy due to the risk of acquiring sex-related diseases. So as much as possible, we must avoid to have sex with several partners or in different partners because we are risking to have a diseases like the AIDS, sexual transmitted infection or STI. So as of now, wala pa tayong gamot sa mga AIDS or STI na mga sakit or diseases. So as much as possible, we have to avoid to have sex with several partners or in different partners to para to stop the spread the infection of AIDS to others. So let's go now of our last topic about the sexual orientation. So basically these are the last topic about the diversity of sexual behavior. So sexual orientation, this talks about the person predisposition or inclination regarding the sexual behavior of a person or emotional attachment or physical attraction to one or both sexes. So sexual orientation also, it is about of choice of sexual partners. So let's go now to the homosexual. So let's talk about the types of the sexual orientation. So first in line is homosexual. So what is the homosexual? So homosexual is a refers of a person whose sexual orientation that is toward another of the same sex. So same sex, so like the lesbian and gay. So I bet na alam niyo tong lesbian and gay. So for the summarization, lesbian, it is defined as a homosexual woman. So it means a woman who is sexually attracted to other women. So co-gender nila. So na-attract sila sa co-gender nila. So same goes lang din sa gay. So a gay, it is defined also as a homosexual man that is sexually attracted to other man. So or co-gender nila. So let's go now to the heterosexual. Heterosexual, it is a person whose sexual orientation is toward other of the opposite sex. So opposite sex. So male and female. So basically ganun siya. Ganun na siya simple. So male and female. So opposite sex siya. Then next is bisexual. Let's talk about the bisexual. So bisexual, it is about a person who may be sexually oriented to both men and women. So hindi sila exclusively na people na attract sa isang gender, but attract sila both men and women. So ganun lang siya kasimple. Talk about the pansexual. So pansexual, it is a new sexual orientation as of now because it is a sexually attracted to people regardless of their sex or gender identity. So regardless. So from the word itself, pan, from the Greek word, it is means all or every. Yung pansexual, so they believe that gender and sex are not determined factors for getting sexually attracted to others. So malayo siya sa bisexual. So yung bisexual kasi attracted both men and women. So dito naman sa pansexual, mas complex siya. So mas malawak siya dahil sa pansexual hindi lang siya attracted both man and women. Attracted din siya sa mga transgender, transsexual, and many more. So ganun siya, mas complex siya sa bisexual. So let's move now to our last types of sexual orientation. So transgender. So basically it is defined a gender identity which does not fully correspond to the sex assigned to them at birth. So basically ito yung mga nag-transfer into different gender from their originally natal gender nila, like male to female or female to male. So ganun, so nag-transfer sila into different gender nila. So that's the end of my report. So I hope you learned something about my report. So if you have comments, clarification, just approach me immediately. So ayun, stay hydrated guys.